Ambassador, please, if you might join us.
सबसे पहले मैं नजीब सवारिस साहब को नजीब सवारिस, we welcome you to Pakistan. It's a second home for you. नजीब सवारिस साहब मेरे बड़े अजीज़ दोस्त हैं और मुझे बड़ी खुशी हुई है कि ये पाकिस्तान वापस आए हैं और यहाँ ने अपनी एक्सप्रेशन ऑफ इंटरेस्ट डिस्प्ले की है प्राइम मिनिस्टर को डायरेक्टली। हमारा बड़ा एक लंबा लंच चला है प्राइम मिनिस्टर साहब के साथ, एडवाइज़र फाइनेंस, POI चेयरमैन, स्टेट बैंक गवर्नर, कॉमर्स मिनिस्टर और जनरल हैदर साहब के साथ, और हमने 3 चीज़ें मेनली एक्सप्लोर की हैं। एक्सप्लोर इसलिए की हैं क्योंकि नजीब सवारिस एक बहुत ही रेवोल्यूशनरी बिजनेसमैन है। अगर आप उनकी हिस्ट्री निकाल के देखें, इनने ज़िंदगी भर वहाँ बिज़नेस किया है जहाँ सबसे मुश्किल हालात हैं, चाहे इराक़ हो, जब टेक ओवर के बाद सबसे पहले टेलीकॉम इनने वहाँ की है, पाकिस्तान में भी, खैर पाकिस्तान में तो बहुत आसान हालात हैं, युगांडा, तो इनने माइनिंग में, टेलीकॉम में, हाउसिंग में, टूरिज़म में बहुत फोकस किए। तो इसलिए हमने कभी काफ़ी अरसे से हमारी डिस्कशन चल रही थी, इनके वैसे ही प्रोजेक्ट्स जो आप देख रहे हैं 18 वगैरह यहाँ हैं इनके, लेकिन ये इससे अलग एक कॉन्वर्सेशन थी कि आप एक ग्रैंडर स्केल पे, एक बड़े पैमाने पे, इससे कई बड़ा गवर्नमेंट के साथ आएँ, गवर्नमेंट के साथ डायरेक्टली डील करें और इंशाल्लाह इसमें लो कॉस्ट हाउसिंग से लेके माइनिंग, टूरिज़म, SMEs, बैंकिंग में इन्वॉल्व हों। और क्योंकि ये एक बहुत ही अग्रेसिव और विजनरी किस्म के बिजनेसमैन हैं, इनने अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह ये इजिप्ट के सबसे अमीर इंसान हैं और वो चाहते हैं कि वो यहाँ भी अपनी एक लेगेसी बनाएं पाकिस्तान में। अल्लाह का बड़ा शुक्र है कि हमारे पास एक ऐसा वज़ीर आज़म है जो भी उनका सुनता है या मिलता है उनको एतमाद होता है कि ये एक ऐसी गवर्नमेंट है जो उनको फैसिलिटेट भी करेगी और उनको ट्रांसपेरेंसी भी दे सकेगी। तो इसलिए लंच भी लंबा चला, कई अच्छी चीज़ों पे हमने एग्री भी किया है, बल्कि ये इतने तेज़ हैं, इन्हें ऑलरेडी राइटिंग में दे भी दिए PM को। तो और वो 3 चीज़ें हैं, माइनिंग, लो कॉस्ट हाउसिंग और टूरिज़म, माउंटेनियरिंग टूरिज़म एंड कोस्टल। इनके पास इजिप्ट में सबसे बड़े टूरिज़म के सेक्टर्स हैं, सिटीज़ हैं पूरे इनने बनाई हुई हैं कि एक तो होता है कि आप सिर्फ रिजॉर्ट बनाएं, एक ये होता है कि आप कुछ 20 होटल्स बनाते हैं, पूरा एक शहर बनाते हैं टूरिज़म पे। हम पाकिस्तान को भी ऐसा टूरिज़म का हब बनाना चाहते हैं कि सिर्फ हम होटल्स हर जगह ना बनाएं जो सस्टेनेबल ना हो, तो हम एक पूरी सिटी ऐसी बनाएं जहाँ टूरिज़म एक सस्टेनेबल टूरिज़म हो, इको फ्रेंडली टूरिज़म हो, वेल प्लान्ड टूरिज़म हो। तो इसलिए एक बहुत फ्रूटफुल डिस्कशन हुई है और इसके आगे भी हमारी काफ़ी मीटिंग्स लाइंड अप हुई हैं। जनरल हैदर हाउसिंग अथॉरिटी के साथ भी इनकी मीटिंग अभी चीफ ऑफ स्टाफ के साथ भी है, जनरल बाजवा साहब के साथ भी। तो मैं इनको फिर से मुबारकबाद भी देता हूँ, शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ कि यहाँ हैं। मैं थोड़ा सा इंग्लिश में बोलूँगा कि उनको कुछ तो समझ आए कि मैं इनकी तारीफ़ कर रहा हूँ या वो कुछ बुरा बोल रहा हूँ। तो Mr. Suarez, we welcome you to Pakistan, my friend. And I was just telling them that we had an extremely fruitful discussion with the Prime Minister. We had a wonderful lunch. that had all of our ministers, all of our main ministers in there, and that we came to somewhat of conclusions in your interest, in your dynamic interest in low-cost housing, tourism, mining, and also micro-banking and SMEs. I explained to them how you're probably one of the most revolutionary and visionary businessmen in the world, and you've done business in many difficult areas of the world and succeeded very successfully in places like Iraq and so on, when it was complete different times. So Pakistan, like you, that we want to involve in making Naya Pakistan, and certainly with your expertise, your advice, and I want to make this clear as well, that it's not only about your investment or your business activities in this country, it's about your worldly exposure, your expertise, your past experiences that you've had with so many different governments that we will take advantage of. And we really look forward to seeing you here much more. And again, personally, I really want to thank you for really showing me a lot of love and affection and coming so quickly. So I'm going to let you take the floor and discuss whatever you need. And again, a big hand for one of the best businessmen in the world today.
So I want to thank my friend Mr. Zufar for inviting me here back. I mean, I didn't need an invitation because I considered Pakistan my second home. I've had a wonderful ride here since we started 2002 with Mobilink, you know. And everybody thought it was going to stay a small company, and that in a few years we were the largest player in the markets. And the experience at that time was fabulous. You know, you had a great government at that time in the atmosphere. You know, no other businessman will tell you that, because people like in business are very scared to speak about corruption and that, you know. But I'm not, you know. So the first thing that scares any businessman is corruption. Because, you know, if you start to bend, then you will never end. It will never end. So you want a clean path so you can do your business, create jobs, bring income to the country in taxes and customs and other duties, and create jobs, which is the main thing, you know, an investor should provide. And then at the end, of course, you make money, but the clean way, the honest way, you know. So I think the atmosphere today is you know, all these guys from 18, my team think I came here now because we have a problem with the exit of the project. I didn't come for that, you know. So, because, you know, as you know, in Pakistan, it will take time, but it will be resolved in the end. It's not like a main issue, you know. But the main issue is for us is that we would like to also repeat 18. So we believe that 18 will be a landmark here in Islamabad. And once it's done and the golf course is done, and we have hospitals and schools, and we create a new community at the highest standard, this concept can be done in many other areas if we resolve some of the bureaucracies and the issues. And we had a long discussion with the PM today on how to resolve bureaucracies. It's mainly about not just catching the corrupt people, but it's also rewarding the honest people and encouraging them to take the right decision, and punishing the honest but lazy who don't want to acknowledge what they should do. And this is the biggest problem, because the civil servants usually, their best way of getting away with anything is not to do anything, because then they will never be blamed, you know. So we have to find a solution for that to get the country moving, and it's in every aspect. It's from the small citizen that needs something signed to the big businessman that needs a permission, you know. So we discussed all that. We discussed also the areas where we are interested. Alhamdulillah, you know, I work in many areas. I'm now one of the largest investors in gold mining and copper in the world. I'm a large player in real estate development, in tourism. We own financial institutions, you know, that we would like to do. And Pakistan has a lot of potential, you know, especially in tourism. You know, I mean, we need to explore all these North Coast areas which are there and beautiful and not exploited, you know. And we need to convince army and other governmental institutions to give up some of these lands for development, because it will help develop the country. And we are not coming here to have any special, we don't want any special favors or special deals or nothing. We just want to have a non-obstacled bureaucratic approach And I come from one of the most bureaucratic countries in the world, which is Egypt. I'll just tell you that bluntly, because we had the same manager of our bureaucracy, which are the British. So when they left us, they put the bureaucracy in place. They left you also with the same bureaucracy here. But unfortunately, our own people developed this bureaucracy even further, to block everything, So we have to fight together against that. Once all this is resolved, we are ready to come and start our low-cost housing project. We discussed with the minister in charge today what needs to be done. Mainly to provide guarantee of payment by the small individuals who will take these units, by giving advantaged land, providing the land, by guaranteeing payment to the developer, by finding financing through either the mortgage banks. The mortgage law should be there and they should be more active, or deductions from government employees from their salaries in exchange for a low-cost unit that can be developed. If we get everything intact, this ambition project of 1 million will not stay a dream, because we can repeat, We also talked about developing the squatters area, So I told him that if anybody visited Egypt, so I have the nicest 2 towers in Egypt, and when I have visitors, I have them look towards the Nile, because if they look towards the back, they'll find all the squatters around, So the idea is to do that. People and the squatters, what they want is what? They don't want to leave this place. They've been there 20 years, and this is the area they're. So you're not going to convince them. You're going to build something for them in the future somewhere else. So we discussed that we should do it in phases. We go out, we clean one area, we build a tower, we put the people there, and then we take the next people and we put them in the second tower and the third tower and the fourth tower, and we clean up. Because when people see that where they're going to live and the tower is up, they will be ready to move. Because they don't trust when you tell them leave and inshallah and we'll see, and they will not leave. So we discussed all these things. We also discussed going into the mining sector of Pakistan, whether we go in a developed area or we start new project in mining, specifically gold and copper. I'm sure I forgot something, but did I forget something? Okay. Now we talked also about the privatization program. So there's an intention to privatize the SME bank, so we will be bidding for that. We'll be very interested, because we own a bank also for small and mid-sized businesses in Luxembourg. And, basically, I always like to get, I'm more interested to succeed and get credit than just the money, because I feel here at home and I have a history. And I would be very happy if I helped in this period to give a push to the whole country, because I'm in time of my life also where I like to brag about my other achievements and not just making money, so. What else? Okay, so thank you very much, and if you have any questions, specifically also to 18, we have our partners, fellows here, and Mr. Tariq has done a great job, I must say, under difficult conditions. He came here with hair, he has no hair now, but it's okay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sawiris. Thank you very much, Mr. Zulfi Bukari. I would like to now introduce His Excellency Ahmed Fadil Yaqub to say a few words, sir. Thank you.
Mr. Naguib Sawiris, Mr. Zulfi Bukari, and the whole family of Zulfi Khan. Ladies and gentlemen, it's really my pleasure to welcome here today the Egyptian businessman and billionaire, Mr. Naguib Sawiris, to Pakistan. He has met earlier, as he has already mentioned, with the Prime Minister, Mr. Imran Khan, and he still has a full schedule loaded with meetings with more Pakistani government officials and businessmen. That's because he has a strong and old relationship with Pakistan, not just for business, as he has mentioned, but connections of love and friendship with many of his Pakistani friends. And this reflects the friendship and goodwill between Egyptians and Pakistanis at large. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Naguib Sawiris is an Egyptian prominent figure. He is exemplary not only in his love for his nation, but also as a model of success and achievement in the business world. As you know, his investments spread not only over Egypt, but extend to reach other countries of the world, including Pakistan. Especially, he has here, as we all know, this Project 18, a joint venture with Saifullah Khan Group. Project 18 is an example of successful joint investment projects between both Egypt and Pakistan, which amounts to approximately $400. Ladies and gentlemen, as the ambassador of Egypt, I affirm that Egypt welcomes, supports, and encourages more commercial cooperation and investment between the two countries. And we have the political will to do so. We encourage and welcome both Egyptian investments in Pakistan or Pakistani investments in Egypt, or even joint ventures and investments in third countries. Ladies and gentlemen, Egypt has recently taken several steps in that direction. Last October, 2 delegations of investors and businessmen visited Pakistan. One of them offered a detailed project to invest about $500 million in Pakistan. And with this important visit of the Egyptian businessman, Mr. Naguib Sawiris, and what he has explained to us today about his meeting with the Prime Minister, I'm very optimistic that the economic relations and investments, especially between the two private business sectors in both countries, will witness a leap soon, inshallah. Especially in light of the great economic potential of both countries and the historical and cordial relations that exist between their peoples and governments. Once again, I welcome Mr. Naguib Sawiris to Pakistan, and thank you, Pakistan, Egypt, Zandabad. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Since I'm here in Pakistan, and I like it very much. So I wanted only Mr. Sawiris loves this construction video for everyone, and after that, please ask the question. 4,839 canals, 2 billion, a nice mall. We have clinics, medical facilities, even to Mr. Sawiris, the Saifullah family, and Mr. Malik Adil, our partner.
Question and answers, please.
bring jobs to the furniture manufacturers. You bring jobs to the hotel requirements, plates, knives, and everything. Even the people who work in outdoor furnishing or outdoor greenery, you know, like the landscapers, you know, and the farmers who have the plants. And it doesn't end, you know, how many jobs you create. So when you say $2 billion investments, how many jobs will you create? How many contractors will start, you know? And now we are, you know, developing relations also with the contractors. We started with poor contractors. Now we know how are the better ones. We're going to consolidate with the better ones. My dream is to have an 18 project like that in around every single city. So I don't want to give any secrets because we don't have too much competition, you know. But I can just say for the sake of Pakistan is that this project can be replicated anywhere. What is the idea of the project? You go outside, the land is less cheaper. You can build the same size apartments or villas for a lower price than the center. And it's 15 or 20 minutes away. So it's no brainer. You know, it's no brainer from a commercial perspective. Because why would you pay $4 million in a tower when you can get the same one in outside half an hour for 2 minutes or something? It doesn't make sense. And then where? Outside you have not just the villa. You have the golf course, you have the clubhouse, you have the swimming pool, you have the squash courts, you have the cricket court. So, you know, and we are also building office buildings in the same project. So imagine if any company, you know, the Chinese, the last sale we did now is a big Chinese group. They took their office building and they took the whole residence behind it. So their staff will be able in the morning to go down, cross the street, and go to work, and come back home without cars. And then, from a security point of view, what's the security? Is 2 minutes walk. And what we do on the weekends, you can go to the clubhouse, you can play golf, you can, if they're sick, there's a hospital you can go to, you know, and mosque and you know, not the Chinese, but okay. And, so everything will be confined in this area. So, and it also absorbs the pressure of the downtown and the traffic. Islamabad is the most beautiful city, in my opinion, in Pakistan. So this is really a good reflection, you know. And instead of these quarters, which you see if you go from here to the airport, you find many areas which are open, you know, without purpose, illegally, and so on. And they establish a factor. They have no right to be there because they didn't get any permission, they're just building and the land is not there. But instead of this, you will have enough developments, you know. And what people are criticizing about this is for the rich to say no, because we want to do also low-cost housing in order to be socially fair and to do a kind of a social contribution. Because we will not make much money with low-income housing. That's why nobody's doing it. But we want to do it, you know. But it has to be said, the rules have to be set for it.
Next question, please. Sir.
There are many similarities between Egypt and Pakistan.
Okay, yeah.
Pakistan's economy is in difficult stage and specifically the construction industry is in crisis. What proposals you have given to Mr. Prime Minister Imran Khan for the revival of the economy of Pakistan?
It's the same what I said now. Imagine this project is too big. Imagine we could do one every year. Every year. So we're going to pour $2 billion into this industry every year. You know, it
आप लोग उर्दू में भी सवाल पूछ सकते हैं प्लीज़. I will translate. Anyone else? Sure. जी जी.
Actually, I don't want to create problem for you in my English, so I am going to ask.
जी please.
ये जो लो कास्ट हाउसिंग का प्रोजेक्ट उन्होंने कुछ देर पहले हमें बताया, अब वो अमूमन लो कास्ट कहा जाता है लेकिन लो कास्ट होता नहीं, क्या वो हकीकत में भी लो कास्ट होगा और ऐसे लोग अफोर्ड कर सकेंगे जो वाकई
Mr. Sawiris is asking about the low-cost housing which was being announced by you. So he's just wondering that whether it's going to be a low-cost housing or it's going to be an expensive housing.
Well, I'll tell you something. So if you, let's say, you can provide a unit to the low-cost housing at the price of 3 to 4 million rupees, you consider this low or not low?
So that is low. Haji.
I'm trying to be very direct.
Yeah.
Let's say we can provide, we're not sure yet, because the price depends on the permits we're going to get. First of all, the land should be free. Okay, now how high can we go? Because the higher the tower, the lower the cost. So it all depends on that, but we calculated a range of price between 3 million to 4 million rupees for a unit.
30 से 40 लाख रुपए.
Let's assume it's $20,000 now. If it's paid over 10 years, then the individual will pay $2,000 per year, and he has the apartment. Whether we achieve that price or not, it's not just in our hands. It's in the hands of the government and what they are going to provide. They provide the land free, and they are going to provide all the infrastructure, and they are going to issue the permits quickly, and they approve the design quickly, and they will allow us very high heights so we can reduce the cost. But we are keen to do it because I told the Prime Minister today that if they finish all the details, because they're not finished yet, I will be, they call me, I will send a team, and the team will not leave until the contract is ready to be signed, and the team will not leave until they sign, they are ready with the contract, I will fly back and I will sign. So that's 10,000 units or 100,000 units, we have no limits to do that, we want to do it, And that will resolve a lot of the issues, and the best is to combine it also with cleaning the structures. So you try to clean out all the unlawful activities.
जी, thank you. जी, questions please. कोई और सवाल? Okay. I would like Mr. Anwar, if you like to say a few words.
I suppose SME, so we understand it's going to be privatized and open bid. So we are sure the plan is contract to bid in December. We want the transparent process. I'm sure we are going to be the highest bidder because we are very, we don't consider Pakistan as a risk. I want to be present in more and more direction here because the more projects I have here, the more reason I have to come. Only Mr. Bukari here needs to finish my dinner. It's taking ages.
Correct.
I'm one of the few people who pays on time, but he takes my money and spends it somewhere else. So we will be back once they said the tender. What you could do in media is to pressure the governments to act fast. Because I want to see your country getting better fast. But they take their time, and the destination. We want to see your country better fast. The young support the Prime Minister now is from complete new type. It's not a typical politician or an old party guru or something. So we have to
Before that, yes, sir. जी, सवाल प्लीज माइक दे दीजिएगा जी.
Politicians usually are not good excusers because politics is more of art of maneuvering strategies, and we are contractors like people who
sir.
Success